My prostate cancer journey. Why I ride for awareness. So in 2019, I just started dating a woman. Life was good, exciting, a new chapter. Then I got a phone call that really kicked me in the ass. And I apologise because I'm reading from notes. I can't remember all this. I'm old. So my doctor had sent me for a PSA test. Just a routine blood test because of my age. I hadn't gone in for anything serious. It was unrelated, but because of my age, I was in my late 40s, he suggested that we check my prostate. So a couple of days later, my phone rang. My PSA was high. And that's when I heard that dreaded word, cancer. Nobody thinks it's going to happen to them. Cancer is something that happens to other people until it doesn't. I was referred to a surgeon in Calgary, and he gave me two options. The traditional open surgery, they cut you open like a tin of sardines, or robotic surgery, which is 3 small incisions in your abdomen. Obviously I chose the robotic surgery. So within a month I was on the operating table at 7 a.m. By 11 a.m. I woke up in recovery and my prostate was gone. After surgery, a nurse told me something simple. The sooner you start walking, the sooner you go home. So within an hour, I was walking the hospital corridor. I was in a world of pain. I had a catheter bag strapped to my ankle and a painkiller drip that I dragged behind me. The nurse told me she'd never seen anybody walk that far straight out of surgery. But the way I looked at it, the sooner I get it done, the sooner I can go home. I wasn't trying to impress anybody. I just wanted my life back. On my 3rd day, I asked the nurse when I could go home. The nurse said, as soon as you can break wind, which I thought was a strange requirement, but apparently it's important after abdominal surgery. They gave me apple juice and food. Not good food, that's why nothing happened. So I had to revert to telling a little white lie. I told them that I'd broke wind. So she said, okay, you're good to go home. So I phoned my girlfriend, she was on her way up. Started to pack my things. I started walking past the nurse's station. And that's when it happened. And it didn't stop. Every step I took, I was farting. And they weren't just silent ones either. You know when you deflate a balloon and you get that flapping noise? That's what I was like. It wasn't my proudest moment, but looking back now, it does make me laugh. Now, here's the part that means the most. The woman I had just started dating was a nurse. Even when she worked full days, she still drove up to Calgary to come visit me. That's a 2.5-hour drive. One of the nights she was working late, called me to say she was on her way up. I told her not to bother because By the time she got here, the visiting hours would have been over, and she'd probably see me for 5 minutes or so. But she came anyway. The day I was discharged, she drove up to take me home. I still had the catheter in. I still had my own house. She came round every day to check on me. And then one day I just mentioned to her that I need to go to the clinic tomorrow to get this catheter out. Without further ado, she was on her knees and yanking this tube out of you know where. Never expected that, but after all, she's a nurse, so she knows exactly what she's doing. And I never realised how far that thing was in. And let me tell you, it was a weird, weird feeling coming out. Nobody prepares you for all this. You have to learn to pee again. You lose your bladder control at first. Then there's the odd occasion where you're peeing blood. And to peeing, you don't even know you're doing it. It just happens. Because I couldn't do much exercising, I was turning into a couch potato. So sitting on the couch watching TV, I had to have a bucket between my legs and sit on the edge of the couch because I was just constantly peeing. It's frustrating and it's humbling. Every day in 2026, I still leak. I do have to wear pads in my shorts. It's not as bad as it used to be, but it takes over every day of the week. It's strange. There are adjustments too. Things don't always work the way they used to. That's part of the reality. But at the end of the day, I'm alive. So after, I think it was 3 months, I went back to work. I was working in the oil patch then. And at the time, and the crew I worked with were fantastic. Full of encouragement and full of support. I was warned before I went back to work not to lift anything heavy. Being a guy, I didn't listen. And I paid the price. The pain was excruciating. So eventually, as time progressed, I started to see a urologist. It started off as every 3 months I'd get a PSA test. Then it went to every 6 months, and then it went to a year. My last one was last August. So he said he was going to do one more this August, which will make me 7 years cancer free. And as he said, one more I should do it. As far as he was concerned, I'm past the danger zone. So he was going to set me free. That was a good day. So the reason why I do this charity ride, 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer. 1 in 8. That's crazy numbers. So if you're over 40, especially over 45, please go and get a PSA test. It's a simple blood test. It takes 5 minutes and it could save your life. When I had mine was the invasive test. You know, you had the probe up your backside and then take blood samples from around the prostate. I think there was 13 in total. It's not not a nice feeling. So today, it's just a simple blood test. And early detection is key. If it's caught early enough, your treatment is a lot easier. I also know men that, didn't have the same option I had. I know someone that I used to work with, his brother back in the UK. I think he was diagnosed 2 years or so before me. He wasn't given an option of removal. They just put him on chemo treatment and radiation. And the last I heard, it's come back, and now they're saying there's nothing they can do. So, like I said before, catching it is early, and it means living the rest of your life, with a bit of leakage or some changes to how things trade out. I would make, that's a trade I would make every single time. I'd put up with the problems, the little issues I have, and stay alive. So that's why I do my Ride for Awareness. That's why I ride across Canada and especially into the United States, just spreading the message of awareness. That's why I talk about the embarrassing stuff. Because if one bloke hears this and books a PSA test, it's worth it. Last year I raised $5,000. This year I'm really hoping that I can beat that. We'll see. And this isn't all for me. This is for the next guy who doesn't know he has it yet. And the emphasis is on the yet. Because like I said, 1 in 8 guys get this. So if you're listening to this and you're due a PSA test, please go and book it. Give you a good peace of mind. And if you would like to support my Ride for Awareness, you can donate and help us continue spreading this message. I will leave a link and a QR code. When you click that, it goes direct to the Prostate Cancer Hospital in Calgary. So remember, guys, early detection saves lives. And I'm living proof of that. Thanks very much. I'm Andy, the two-wheel limey. I hope this gets through to a lot of people. And please ride safe. And hope to see you on the road somewhere. Take it easy.